What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Well, I mean, can I ask you a question? Anybody listening to this video? How many times have we said, and we get called haters for saying this, right? How many times have we said, you kind of can, we sometimes know what's going to happen because of past patterns. Like there are certain things that just happen, and we got to be proven wrong on it. Every year, James Harden chokes in the playoffs. Joel Embiid wears down toward the end of the season. And Kawhi Leonard is always hurt. He's always hurt. So like going into a season, plays very well as he gets healthier. But then right before the playoffs, he always gets hurt. Either right before the playoffs or during the playoffs when it first start, game 1, game 2, something happens. Even though we don't see the injury, he gets hurt. Mysteriously stop playing, and then this happens. It happens every fucking year. So apparently Kawhi Leonard had surgery on his knee. Okay. Matter of fact, say he had surgery back in March of this year. Now I'm assuming, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm assuming this is surgery on a knee that's been plaguing him for quite some time. All right. He finally had surgery. Hopefully, this could fix, or at least, if not fix the issue, alleviate enough to extend his prime years so he can still be a productive player for the Clippers. But, I mean, it's just the same thing, man. Look, when we saw the Clippers lose in this offseason, Paul George and Russell Westbrook, and they basically were going to build this team or have this team revolve around Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, we knew that it was trouble. We knew it was trouble then. Kawhi Leonard is a champion, but Kawhi Leonard, his body has been betraying him for quite some time. When he's healthy, he's a hell of a player. When he's healthy, he's one of the top 5 players in the NBA when he's healthy. And at times, when he really has it going, he's one of the top 2 or 3 players in the NBA. The unfortunate part of that is, more often than not, he's been injured the last several years. James Harden, his best years are long gone. There are stretches where James Harden plays very well, especially during the regular season. But his inconsistency is growing more frequent, and we know what happens with James Harden in the playoffs. He just what I mean, what do you want me to say, man? The Clippers are doomed. Okay. And I don't know what the front office is doing, because I heard something about they're thinking about giving Kawhi Leonard another lucrative extension. Like, I don't know what these franchises are doing, man. I really don't. I don't know what they're doing anymore. I really don't, man. And it's gotten to a point now where I think the Clippers have to be officially ruled out as a credible championship uh, contender. We have to just rule that out. That's not going to happen. Okay. As a matter of fact, when you look at the fact that Kawhi, I think I read something where they like his progress as far as him recovering. He still has issues as far as swelling, but they think it's going to get better. But you know, he's still gonna miss the start of the season. Who, I don't know, man. Look, let's just be honest, man. Outside of Ben Simmons, Kawhi Leonard now has the worst contract in the NBA. He has the worst contract in the NBA, and they give this man an extension. When Ben Simmons becomes a free agent, this is going to be the worst contract in the NBA. Kawhi Leonard is what, 33 years old, and he's only 33. He's only 33, so his prime years are just being wasted by injuries. Wasted. So I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing. And it's not even just these guys. It's the roster doesn't really look well. The Clippers, from what I could tell, they don't really have uh, like power forwards. They don't have any real power forward playing on this team. I'm not going to say that God needs to retire. Uh, I'm just thinking in my head, the Bulls should do the honorable thing and sign Derrick Rose. If you guys don't know this, the Memphis Grizzlies waived Derrick Rose. Remember, they signed him to be a mentor to John Morant. They signed him to be a mentor to John Morant, but that's not going to happen. The Bulls should sign him. I mean, so that Derrick Rose could end his career as a Bull. But you know, these franchises, they don't do the honorable thing. They think like cutthroat businessmen. But man, maybe the Clippers could use a guy like Derrick Rose. I mean, then again, you know, maybe he doesn't offer much anymore as far as production. So James Harden is making $30 million a year, and there's no guarantee that James doesn't get hurt. You know, he's getting a little bit more rickety. He's what, 35? He's an older 35. You know, weight gain. Although I hear he's in a much better shape coming into the season, so maybe James Harden can pull the load briefly, but you know how that is. Kawhi Leonard's making like probably $50 million a year, 40 to 50 million a year, and is getting to a point now where he cannot play more than really 60 games a year. This past year he played 68 games, you know, and there was a stretch where he played like what, 29 consecutive games, 28 consecutive games. But look what that did, you know. We know that he has problems playing back to backs. That's part of why the NBA has pretty much tried to eliminate back-to-backs. They still have them, but they're fewer than ever before in NBA history. He can't play two back-to-back games. He hasn't played 70 games in a season in about 7 or 8 years. It's just the fact that it's getting old now. You know what I mean? That's the thing that is frustrating. It's like every year, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And I know people can say you don't blame a guy for injuries. No, but at some point, you gotta look at reality. And the reality is Kawhi Leonard a superstar player that the Clippers can rely on to take them to an uncharted success? And that is, at the very least, consistently getting to the conference finals and the NBA finals. I'm not even saying win championships. And even if they had the actual roster that could contend for a title, you can't rely on James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. So without that roster sufficient to be title contenders, what can Clipper fans expect? I mean, worst case scenario, they're not making the playoffs. I'm going to end the video by saying this. The Clippers are everything that a franchise should not do. And the Thunder are a model of what great management does. So that's all I got to say, man. That's all I got to say on this one, man. And I'm not a hater of Kawhi Leonard, man. I'm not. I thought that at one point in time, this guy was the best overall player in the NBA for a short period of time. But those days are done, man. Let's be honest. Clipper experiment with failure. So that's all I got to say on that one, man. Tell me what you guys think.